afternoon, and welcome to the first stream of the week. Here we are. Uh, this was just sent out in the members group, and it literally triggered, I don't know, 5 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. So as you can see, right, our entry price, probably just the spread difference right now. So breakout long on gold. I'm going to manage it a little bit more aggressively than normal. We've got a 50 pip first take profit. But I reckon at 35 pips, I'm going to bring stops to break even. Normally it'd be 40 pips, but just the other downside is I would like to have been closer to risk-free now, because what's going to happen in a few minutes? This candle's lovely. Looks like we should continue to push higher. And just move that out of the way now. Get our second TP in at. So there we got $5, $10. So 50 and 100 pips, T1, T2, and second target out of the way. Yep. Right, who's in today? Let's have a look. Who's in? Drop me a message if you are in the chat in the live stream, guys. Drop me a message. Just say hello. Let me know where you're logging in from. Anna de Bolos, good afternoon. How was your holiday? Chart Master General. Who's this? This is a new name. Welcome to the stream. Unless someone's changed their name. So, Chart Master, whereabouts are you logging in from, buddy? Umar Siddiqui, good afternoon. How are you? Yeah, so listen, this was taken off the 15. So look, what we got here on the 15. Now, it was taken close to the end of the hourly, but I don't mind because we're coming into the US Open. So we've got our structure here. We had a naked candle close above it. The next 15-minute candle had a big wick down, and then we broke the highs. Now, as I was saying to you, the downside to this right now is we didn't get to break even ahead of the hourly candle opening. Because usually what you'll find is after a nice big push like this, you will get the next candle to pull back a little bit before it breaks the highs. Sometimes it will just continue straight up, but as you can see, we are getting that pullback. So if you're not in this trade now, new entry would be above the high of this bearish uprange candle. Yeah, snow conditions looked unbelievable, Anna. So as soon as this candle breaks the highs, I'm gonna just bring my stop up underneath the bearish 15-minute candle. The reason I haven't done it yet is because it was close to the end of the hourly candle. So I wanted to see if the hourly was gonna break down first before it breaks the highs. Okay, so it's just I don't want to tempt fate. I'll wait for it to pop through those highs. Like I said, I don't want to tempt fate, but what did I go and do? Tempt fate. Leave it there for now. So we're waiting for it to break above this high here, and then we can push our candle stop up underneath the low of the 15-minute candle. I think a lot is it still half term now? Traffic was a little bit quieter this morning, so I'm presuming it's still half term, but I'm not sure. Chartmaster, which part of the world are you from, sir? Essex. Not too far away then. Not too far away. So we'll see if yeah, I'm just sat here, Northwest London, watching my trade going against me. The joys of the markets. But as I said, I kind of envisaged that the hourly candle would have a take a wick down, but I was prepared to take it. Uh, Dada 2041 is in Essex as well. Chartmaster, I don't suppose you're a friend of someone called Danny by any chance, are you? I met someone over the weekend and he was talking about a few of his mates are gold traders. So he said he was just going to share some details across. Loyal sir. Love it. No, okay, no worries, no worries. So, well, not the ideal start, but it is what it is. No major news really that's going to cut. Vic Snazzle, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Vic. How you doing? So look, as we look at this on the hourly still, we've got big outside candle on the hourly. I really wanted to get into this early on the 15 minute as I was expecting volume coming in into the US session to push this through and take out the highs without a pullback. I did give you the, like I said, I attempted fate a little bit. I said as we're getting close to the end of the hourly candle, there's potential for the next hourly candle to pull back before it breaks the highs. Now the question is, look, in theory, oops, in theory, the hourly candle could pull all the way back down here before it breaks the highs, if it is going to, without creating any sort of like structural issue for me. So I'm not going to have a stop that big. This is probably a little bit bigger than I would. Mm, no, it's okay. What have we got? Be about $8. So again, it's one of those. If it comes down, takes me out, I will then replace the order above this high. I'll look to take the same trade again. I'm just not gonna. I'd rather take a loss, wait for the market to then find buyers, and then replace the order above the highs. I'm not just gonna keep the. I'm not gonna leave my stop all the way down here and potentially. Well, what would it be? $20. So it'd be like about 6K stop. I'm not gonna do that. So look, even the 30, nice little break. Yeah, I mean, look, some of the members said, would we have taken this here? I wasn't even looking at it, to be fair. I don't like trading until just before US session. So this is the first time I literally looked at it just so I was coming into the market, and I want to see structure break. So yeah, I could see why you might have taken this one here, but if you're going to take this one, you probably took this one, then got stopped. Then you take this one. So ultimately you take one, you get stopped out. You take the second one for the BPC, and that one gives you the return. You would have had, I don't know, about maybe $10 out of it. Uh, Not bad, Harry. I'm doing good, Vic. I'm doing good. Obviously, it'd be nicer to see this trade doing a little bit better than we're doing right now. Um, but yeah, nice quiet weekend, family time. Weather was decent, so got a bit of time in the park. Ah, and no one mentioned football. And there we go. So we're taken out of that. So let's just update the stats. Results 23 loss. All right, like I said, I will replace that and six losses for 2026. So I will place it. out of the way because the setup's still valid, right? I'm just not gonna. Let me just check the high of that candle. 65.50. So 65.70. Now, besides law, this is where it turns around and goes, but I'm not going to keep the trade open the entire time. So because I'd rather cut it here, take the loss, and if it does keep going, then it was the right decision. If it reverses and takes out the highs and triggers it in, well, we get a second bite of the cherry, and it might mean we end up break even for the day. So I'm just putting in my $5 50 pip and 100 pip TPs in. Okay, so rules, conditions. At what point does it become an invalid trade? Well, the second I get a close below here, the second I get a close below 51.47, basically, is going to be an invalidation for this trade setup. So below here. Did you get sorted, Vic? Did you get your stage 3? Right, okay, well, we're going to wait for this one. Let's go and so this trade is effectively not in play, but it's a pending order. So let's come over to gold on not gold. So let's just drop that in now. So there is no major news other than whatever's going to happen in geopolitical tensions, so to speak. U.S., Iran. That's probably the main thing out there, and global tariffs. So we'll see. I mean, I don't think there's been anything. Our Mr. Donald Trump, he loves to throw out the tariffs and then retract them. So market wrap, USD swings, precious metal stay bid on tariffs mess. Okay, yeah, so it's still talking about the tariffs. Uh, nothing, nothing else really. So it's a little bit quiet out there. Not yet. James said he would be done by Friday. Just gone. Okay. Well, let's hope that comes in for you, Vic. I'm not sure with the DAX potential buys above 25,171. Yeah, you got 60 points up to the next range. So you could look for buys above here. Above this bit is a mess. Um, Nasdaq. Mm, so look, you got to think. I mean, where do we see clear range, right? Friday was a nice strong bullish candle for the Nasdaq. We broke Thursday's lows. We closed above the highs with a nice little uh, wick to work with. Today, what have we seen? We've seen the market break lower. And if we break today's high, we've got if we just look at today's high, what's the high is 25,000 spot on the dot. So key psychological level. Prices come into it and basically sold off, which was pretty much on the open. But if we do break that high, we should run on and test at least yesterday's high. So, but I think if we break today's high, not only will we test Friday's high, we should go on and push higher. So gold's still not doing anything, still retracing. So I think we can pull that order in a minute. Let's just pull it now, actually. So let's go back to gold. Let's just cancel the order. We'll come back to this. So we start the day with the week with a loss. Just delightful. But yeah, so orders cancelled. We'll come back to that in a bit. Nasdaq. Lightning, good afternoon and good morning to everyone from America. Yeah, well, unfortunately, we just taken a loss there, Lightning. Um, but part and parcel, we took a gold breakout. Uh, Let me just show you the trade we took. 15 minute. This one here, wick down, broke the highs. We never got more than about 6, 7 pips in profit, I don't think, and then just reversed and broke those lows and took us out. So yeah, I'm going to stay away from this for now. We'll, like I said, that if we get, I mean, the problem is now the 15 doesn't look too clever. 30 is okay, but you've got to wait 15 minutes. So if we do start to move higher in the next 5, 6 minutes, we can replace that order above the highs. But I've taken it off for now because we're a good, what, $8, $9 away from it. So it's not really going to play a part for me in the in the next few minutes. Nasdaq 880. This, yeah, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to set an alert here above 24,935. So welcome you all on the stream. I wish everyone an awesome trading week. I saw you people took a loss, but it's first trade of the week. We got a lot of trades in the rest of the week. Exactly. Look, I mean, if I look at last week, my days, I had uh, what was it? Positive Tuesday, positive Wednesday, positive Thursday, and lost on Friday. Finished up net 3.5%. So you, like I say, I mean, I don't know if anyone follows boxing or anything, but I always talk about boxing because I think it's a very good analogy when you talk about trading. You know, if you think a boxing fight is over 12 rounds, you don't need to win every round. You don't even need to win all of the rounds. You don't even need to win the majority of the rounds. You could just, in theory, one punch, you have a knockout. But law of attrition, I don't want to be that type of trader. I don't want to be the trader that just waits for that one hero trade. I want to be the trader that is so disciplined that I know if I repeat the process so many times and I do it consistently, that over time I will create a return. And ultimately, the only way that's going to happen is, you sit there and you master the skill, you master your emotions, and you're going to take losses like we just did. So if you're in a boxing ring, you got to expect to get punched in the face, punched in the ribs, punched in the liver. This is part and parcel, right? So you can't get upset if you have a trading loss. It's just part and parcel of the business. Now, I know at the beginning This is where traders will generally over leverage over risk because they're trying to make bigger returns out of smaller accounts. It's dangerous because then what you're doing is you're formulating bad habits. So one thing you don't want to do is create a bad habit because practice makes permanent. So for example, let's say you're trading with how many of you how many of you in here right now are trading with, let's say, $1,000 or let's say under $5,000. If you're trading with under $5,000, then I would say you're in the early stages, right? Because once you start trading with larger capital, you want to not change what you're already doing. So for example, let's say you're trading with $5,000 and you're trying to make, I don't know, $1,000 a day. People are trying to do it. Or let's say you got $5,000, you're trying to make $500 a day because that's what your bills are or whatever. Now, it's possible, but what you're doing is you're trading and you're trying to make 10% a day. That's not feasible. And the bigger your account gets, you're going to start risking more and more capital. It just doesn't make sense. You want to be risking as little as possible to make as much as possible. So as your account grows, you want to risk less and less to make the same or to make a bit more. The art, for me, the art of investing is you risk as little as possible to make as much as possible. Now, at the beginning, that's it's very, very difficult when you're trading with small accounts. So just stay consistent, guys. Don't try and force everything. Um, if you see a setup, trade it. Don't worry about it. The outcome will be the outcome. You know, you can't make the market go up. You can't make it go down. What you can control, and the only thing you can control, is how much you risk. Mark, I have a question. What about to buy from recent breakout from 5080s? Well, down here, 5080. So, what, to buy from down here? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, I mean, look, this is definitely a higher time frame area. But yeah, if price came down there and then buyers came in, I'd look to buy it as a BPC trade. Um, but I, I'd look for sells if we got a close below to trade it back down into this area. So as it stands right now, if we got a close below here, I'd look for a breakout short back down to here. If it didn't give me a setup and it came back down to like 51.22 and buyers came back into the market, I'd look for a buy setup. Um, but yeah, it's just oh damn it, sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. Yeah, so you mean from this area, Lightning? Somewhere in this area. You want to see if price came back down here, would you buy from there? Yeah, yeah. I mean, as I was just saying when I was looking at the wrong screen, yeah, that if price was to come back down there and I saw buyers step in, then absolutely. But as it stands right now, the only place that I'm kind of interested in is if if we got a close below this area here, and I trade it down into here, so we've got 51.49. So if we get price to break and close below here, I'd look for a breakout short down to 51.25. So that's $24 range, 240 pips up for grabs. Again, down here, if I saw buyers step in at 51.25, we got a bullish candle down here. And we'd had a minimum of 2 downrange candles. I'd look for buyers there. So again, it all comes down to the areas that I want to buy and sell. So I was happy to look for buyers in this area. Now I'm gonna wait for a price to either break below here. If buyers step back in at 51.49, because we've had 2 downrange candles potentially, we've got to wait 7 minutes. So again, it all comes down to what candles we have and where do they come in. So 7 minutes to wait. So I'm not going to do anything now until the candles close. So we do have to wait. Uh, okay, so if you've got any charts you want me to have a look at while we're waiting, please do. Please let me know. Oh, um, hourly Nasdaq BPC. Mm, tell me what your concerns would be. Tell me what your concerns would be by looking for a breakout at this current price. Okay, gold's breaking, guys. One second. Uh, 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 One second, guys. So, Let's see how this candle closes. If we can close like this, guys, we have a setup in 3 minutes. So let's change screen. Let's go back to this. I'm just gonna I'm not trading it. I'm literally just putting the potential order in. So let's bring that down to there. Okay. So it needs to close below in the next what under 2 minutes now. 1 minute 50 seconds. If it closes above, guys, we get no setup. Next thing we need to see is once it closes below is what? What's the next criteria we need to see once it closes below? What will be the next thing we need to see once if it breaks out, guys? Okay, 1 minute. Okay, doesn't look like it's gonna happen. What's the range? 78. So just shy of 80 pips. Yeah, aha, Mr. Almond. Good afternoon, sir. So look, it doesn't look like we're gonna get a close below. It sat right on the yeah, man. So it sat right there. So listen, we're kind of in no man's land. Potential for it to go either way now. So we've got to wait another 15 minutes for the candle to close. Weak labour market likely to continue going forward, according to Waller. So trade ideas now. 15-minute bullish candle. We can look to trade it long, back up to the highs. Yeah, look, we can watch this on the 5 if we want to be a little bit more aggressive. So if we get another 5-minute bullish candle, then we can look for a break of the 15-minute high. So I can't see. I need to put my glasses on. So the high of that is 56.75. So yep, we're just going to sit tight and wait because you've got 5-minute structure here. So you need at least another 5-minute bullish candle. And then we can look for a wick down and then break the highs. But we need to see it push up into this area on this 5-minute candle. All right. Nasdaq. Yeah, I think the only one that I kind of like at the minute will be gold again. So we'll just sit patiently, guys. There's no need to rush anything. Now, how many of you are in the free Telegram channel? If you're in the free Telegram channel, we just made a couple of amendments, so you can comment now if you want to ask a question. And we are changing the way that you can join the the team basically. So every month there's just going to be 5 days where you can actually become a member. So it'll be a 5 day window of opportunity. If you don't join on those 5 days, then you've got to wait another month. So that's all going to be rolled out in the next few days. You're going to see how we're doing it. Um, we'll still be doing live streams Monday and Wednesday for general public. Mark, have you gone through Trump's recent tweet regarding the Supreme Court ruling? Um, in what sense? The fact that his tariffs got rebuffed by the Supreme Court, and then he's found another way of creating global tariffs on everyone. So he's put 15% on global tariffs. Yeah, I mean, look, there's always going to be to and fro from uh, this administration, let's say, because everything he does, a lot of people disagree, and a lot of things that he does, a lot of people agree. So they're constantly fighting. It's a battle, but we know that what Trump's kind of about in terms of the way he gets people to the negotiating table. Um, he just threatens tariffs. He threatens tariffs. He puts them on. Economies hate it. They get them to the drawing table or the decision table, and then they create a deal. I mean, literally, we see it. We've seen it in his first administration. We've seen it in this administration. It's a tactic. It works, but we know what happens. Okay, so it creates a market shock initially, but I think the markets are getting used to him now. They it doesn't quite have the knee-jerk reaction that it used to. So look, we've had another 5 minute bullish candle, uprange candle. We still have this minor structure here. I, I'm if we can get above the high of this bearish candle now, because of what we're seeing, I'll see what the next 5 minute candle does. If it takes out that 5 minute structure, then I'll put a buy stop above the high of this candle. Um, uh, re rejection. I guess we're gonna have to wait for the 15 minute candle to close at this rate. DAX is starting to push higher potential. Okay, let's see how we do with the DAX. Okay, so if I get a close above that, we have a potential trade. So 25,190, I think it is on here. I'm just going to set an alert on trading view just so I don't miss it. Not fussed about Nasdaq. Yeah, so if you're looking, guys, if you want to jump on the Telegram, the free Telegram, um, let me just send you, I can post you a link for the free Telegram channel. If I just type in Telegram. Uh, there's, it's already been done. Yeah, so look, it's a little bit steady. Uh, it is what it is. Mr. Armand, are you heading to Cheltenham this year? You- Okay, breaking down. Okay, so for the cells now, guys, we have a little bit of a different issue. What do you think the issue is with the cells? Can you see a little flaw that we might run into with the cells? Yeah, all these wicks, and we've got this 15-minute candle body here we can potentially watch. So if we can get a 15-minute close below here, then that will pave the way for the sell. I'm still kind of leaning towards a buy setup unless we get some news out, which is basically going to say that US Iran have come to a deal of some sort and tensions are de-escalating. Now that will have a couple of we'd see obviously gold start to sell off. We'd see gold Nasdaq start to rally. Um, Too many weeks, exactly, Anna. It's just looking a bit messy, but the DAX is pushing again. We're getting close to structure, and if we can get a close above, we do have a nice push up of around 50 points available. Uh, Counter trend. Okay, so if we look at what the market's done, okay, so since let's say what time, basically after the initial move on the open, it's kind of not done anything. It hit the highs were 3:30, so 2:30 UK time. Since then, it's created a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, same. So we're in a little bit of a range. It needs to push and it needs to get out of this, and it's probably going to require a little bit of news. So listen, what we're going to do is if this candle closes bullish, then I will be looking at trading the 15-minute candle because we're going to form the new support here. Initial stops, I'm going to put underneath this wick. Okay, so we've got 1 minute and 30 seconds. So I'm just, again, listen, this isn't set. I'm just putting them there ready to set. Uh, Now you notice I always put my take profit just below structure. Um, so I need a bullish candle close and then a wick down for me to take this trade. Yeah, we've got what 99. There is 100 pips to that high if we can use the high of the current candle. 35 seconds. Needs to have a bullish close. So yeah, this is going to be our second trade of the session. We've had one losing trade already. 8 seconds. Okay, there we go. And order is in. Now I'm just going to have a look, see where the 100 pip. Okay, so it's right on the edge of structure. So I'm just going to bring it in. I'm going to bring it down $1. This is, so there we go. Brought it in $1. Why? Because that's where structure is. I don't want to be the last one trying to get out. I want to be the first one or there or thereabouts getting out. I want to secure that profit. Oh, 1 second, guys. Been been sat in front of this screen a little bit too long working on my I just need to take my hat off, but I can't do it with the camera on, unfortunately. Wouldn't be a pleasant sight. It'd be nearly as pleasant as watching Spurs play. Ugh. So not quite, guys. It's close. Getting close to being triggered now, guys. Now, because we are in a range, I'm going to apply the 70% rule. It's a stop order, buy stop order. Yeah, buy stop. Entry is above the high. Now, what we'll do if it happens, as soon as we break the highs, we're going to move our stops underneath this gray zone here. So we'll take a couple of dollars off the stop. Okay. DAX has rejected the level a little bit. Yeah, that looks right. Yep, yep, they're the right numbers, Lightning. Thank you. So just get, but remember, the numbers that we're showing here are the numbers based off my market data. Okay, so if your price is slightly different, if your spreads are slightly different, then amend accordingly if you want to take this trade. Now remember, this trade is for education purposes only. It is what I'm doing. You can see exactly what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. We are one trade in already today, which was a loss. It was also a gold buy. Just having a look now, see if anything's coming through investing. If there's any news there. So 37 minutes ago, Fed's wallet jobs data was a surprise. May want to hold rates if it continues in Feb. So holding rates, obviously that's going to be positive for dollar strength, negative for stocks. Yeah, Bitcoin's succumbed to some selling pressure, let's put it that way. Where we saw those fear meters last week, looks like they were pretty much on the money, breaking structure. I think the next barrier is going to be around 64,000, 62,000. Gold just can't make its mind up. Look at this. Up, down, up, down. So realistically, we can trade in this range on the lower time frame. We've got clear defined points where the market has respected structure, and we're just waiting for the buyers to confirm, which we've seen here. I had the wick down, but in order for our setup to be validated, we have to break the high of the bullish candle, which if that does happen, we should then see the market push to the upside. Uh, it looks like we're going to have maybe a quiet session. 5 minutes left of this candle. Uh, okay, sorry guys, just wait. One second, guys. Okay, here we go. Doesn't look like we're going to get the setup required. So we've got 2 minutes left, 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. If it closes bearish, guys, if it closes bearish and back down here, I'm going to cancel the order. And then what we'll do is we'll watch it on the lower time frame, see if we can move above this price. One minute 30 seconds for the 15-minute candle. 1 minute 30 seconds. Now remember, our viewpoint will shift dramatically if we get a close below here. Fifty seconds. As 124. 124. What? Yeah, down here. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Stephen. Now, if we get a close below, then we can look for opportunities to sell it. If we don't, then we can't. Yeah, that's basically this support level here. Okay, let's close that order. Okay, we have closed below. Shit. That's, that was maybe a little bit lucky. Oh, hold on. Uh, right. Partial TP. Stop loss entry. I don't know if it got 35 pips up, but we missed that. 35. Let's have a look. Did we get 35 pips? Pretty much spot on the money. Just happened a little bit quick. All right, I've moved it to break even, guys, because should have been stopped out at break even. So 35 pips, stopped at break even. Update. Where are we? Where are we? Results. Break even. Break even. 20 for the total. All right, I'm gonna leave it now for today. I'm not quite 7 total break evens. I think that'll be my last trade. I think that'll be my last trade, guys. I'm favoring the move to the upside, but I really once that broke that wick there, would have thought that would have continued to the downside. I'm going to set alerts for down here, 51.27-ish, 51.27-ish. Yeah, alert set. So I've just set that on trading view. So I've set an alert for here, just because I want to be notified if price gets down here. Looks like the yo-yo continues. Let's wait for it to clear the ranges. Wait for it to clear the ranges now, guys. we had an attempt at breaking that high um, for the buy stop with the 15-minute bullish candle. Then we closed below support. We had a wick up. We placed our sell stop underneath. It didn't get to our 50 pips. It got to 35 and a bit. We came back into profit, and then we just moved our stop loss to break even. Because in theory, we should have been stopped out at break even once it went 35 pips up and retraced back to our entry. And that's just applying the 70% rule. So 70% at 50 pips is 35. It's counter trend, so you want to be a lot more aggressive with trade management. You will find that when markets sell off, they will sell faster than they usually rally. The move down is usually a little bit more aggressive. So yeah, unfortunately, we're not making any money today, guys. We've come away with one loss and one break even. Yeah. So alerts are set for down here and for above. So now we're going to look for trades. I'll sit around for another 20 minutes. Uh, yeah, what's happening with the DAX? DAX is still rejecting this level. So look, I think today's been a funny day in the sense that the market hasn't really committed to a direction. You know, when you look at it, gold obviously made the move through the open, through the Asian session, and since then it's just meandered. One second, my dog is scratching at the door, wanting to come in. Yeah, I think after this, I'll be gonna head to the gym. I've been sat down all day. So let's go back to trading view, and then we can sort of map out exactly what I think we should look for. So this is what happened. We got the close below. It wicked up. We sold underneath this low. We got to what, 35 pips up. Didn't quite hit our TP. Uh, would you trade the outside candle? Let's just see if this 15-minute candle closes bullish. If it closes bullish and we take out these highs, you get a wick down. If you've still got room, that would work. I mean, look, this is how many times has this happened last? I think it did it twice last week. I got caught on one of them and I got a break even on one of them. So again, I got break even again. So the the move is happening. It's taking, whether you're a breakout trader or you're looking for the market to move in that direction that it sets off. It is taking out the lows and it's reversing and taking you in both ways. So this is why I always like to apply, especially when you're going counter trend, to use something that I call the 70% rule. So meaning if it goes 70% towards your target, you automatically hit stop loss at entry. This will stop any sort of like nasty nasty events happening to you. The DAX, well, can't do anything with the DAX until we get above 51.25 or 169. So 25.170. If you get a close above, we can look for a simple little breakout like that. Now, obviously, ignore the pips because that's relative to gold, or it was before the volatility. I need to amend all our slides because they are pre-vol spikes in gold. Yeah, no, realistically, guys, you can get involved in this little bit here if you want, but just look what's happened with these candles. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. It may go straight up, or it may be going to break these lows and come down here. I don't like it when you see this. There's no continuity. Where you see this, nice big seller candles, downrange candles, followed by buyer candle. This is perfect because this is your typical BPC. The market's broken out. It's having a nice correction. You'd expect the market to run back up into these highs. Now, look, what happens is it just finds a price point where the sellers are coming in or buyers just want to exit, becoming sellers. And since that point, market has not gained any direction. And that's what we want to wait for now. So where's that direction going to come in? Well, the direction will come in once we get above 51.74. We know that buyers have really taken control again. And I think for sells, well, let's get rid of this now because I think it sells it'll be under 51.24. They're going to be the two price points you want to watch for. Sell below 51.25. Any questions, guys? Hmm, not nothing. Yeah, it's quiet day, quiet day. I've only done the two trades today. One loss, one break even. I need some direction now. I don't days like this where you can really get caught up in this and this is where discipline comes in. You could sit here and start to say, right, I want to be a buyer of this one. If we get a close and the next thing you know, it triggers you in and then it starts to break back down. Just when there's no direction or there's no clear sort of space to trade into, just wait. Come back tomorrow. We've tried both. We, we've we've gone with the buys from support as it broke out. And then we looked at the next buys as when support came and didn't materialize. We broke through support and closed below it. We wicked up. We sold. It looked like it was going to be a nice trade. Next thing you know, instant reversal. We got stopped out at break even. So, like I say, you've got to wait for some direction now. I can flip from a buy bias to a sell bias quite quickly. But I don't want to go, right, I'm a buyer, right, I'm a seller, right, I'm a buyer, right, I'm a seller, because that should tell you one thing. If you're getting that kind of mixed signal, then that's just the market just going from one side to the other. It doesn't help with no news. Um, have a look at the 5 minute, okay? Uh, yeah, so look, this is the area we were looking at. Above there, yeah, it is clean range. So yeah, look, guys, if okay, yeah, I can see that as well. 30 minute is just breaking the previous 30-minute candle high. You might want to check because it doesn't look like that with my broker. It hasn't broken the high yet, I don't think, or unless it's my eyes playing tricks. Oh, it has. Yeah, no, it's all right. It's just my eyes playing tricks. So yeah, if you're looking at this, guys, I would just wait for a 5 minute closure above here. Don't get caught again. Okay, members, we'll be back 6:30 tomorrow morning. Okay, so we'll see you at 6:30 tomorrow. In fact, yeah, I tell you what, I will stay to the US Open. I'll stay for 2:30. You never know. We might get a move on the Nasdaq, or we might get a move on. Yeah, so look, okay, so gold, yeah. Mm. So look, look looks good. If you want to take that into the open, might run it up to 5164. But look, I think ultimately, let's just wait. 5174. 5174. Set your alerts. Maybe even 5164. 5164, 5166. No, it's too messy, guys. Too messy. Just wait for above 5174. 5174. Get an alert set. Let's go here. Delete all. NAS. I'm just going to get rid of that one for now. And that one. And I'm just going to drop in an alert here on gold. Five. Breakout long. There we go. I guess we should wait for NYSE open so we get a clean push without these hiccups. Yeah, I think that would be the smartest thing. But I will be wrapping up. I've done my bit for the day. Yeah, it's not been the outcome I would crave, but it is what it is. Okay, so we'll be back tomorrow morning. Because in fact, even for the US Open, I'm not going to be around because I need to get a gym session in, and it won't be. I've got no time left. So sorry, guys. Today it's finished up two trades, one loss, one break even. Um, it does look like we're going to push higher now, to be fair. 15-minute candle. Uh, but I think I'd sit tight. The hourly is just the 15 gives you a little bit of confidence that you think it's going to go, but I just don't like the way it's just been very whipsawy, up, down, and now potentially back up again. So sit on the sidelines, wait for the market to break the structure that we've highlighted, or come back tomorrow. So for me, I'm going to come back tomorrow. Guys, have a great evening. Members, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow, and everyone else, have a lovely evening. Take care. Bye, guys.